Hulk Hogan is an icon in wrestling, regardless of all the controversial things that he has said, but no one can deny that Hulk Hogan left a huge impact on wrestling, and wrestling would not be what it is today without Hulk Hogan. With that said, come on, really? Hello?
Holy by the campus, you motherfucker, I'm gonna get you in the camel clutch and fuck you in the ass.
Hey, Sheik! How's it going, man?
How dare you bring up the Hulk Hogan? You say he's an icon. The island she kept beating up that no good motherfucker Hulk Hogan. I spit on the name of Hulk Hogan, that no good motherfucker. Pooh, pooh, pooh.
No, man. I mean, I'm a big fan of you. I would never say that Hulk Hogan is really an icon of wrestling. I know you are, man.
Okay, enough of the kiss-assing. I know what you're trying to do. You no good motherfucking jabroni. Here's what the Iron Sheik wants you to do. I'm willing to forget and forgive only if you tear into that motherfucker Hulk Hogan in his movie, Santa with Muscles.
Santa with muscles? No, I ain't reviewing that shit.
If you don't review this movie, Pilot the Canvas, I will put you in the camel clutch. I will fucking break your neck.
Okay, I'll review it. Just don't put me in the camel clutch.
Now get to the motherfucking movie. Merry Christmas, jabroni.
Santa with muscles. Now, a lot can be said about wrestlers transitioning from the ring to the big screen, and a lot of those transitions have worked out really well, especially for guys like The Rock, John Cena, and Batista, who've managed to land themselves into some big major roles, basically becoming bigger stars than they were in WWE. But then you have Hulk Hogan, who tried to transition into Hollywood, but things certainly didn't pan out good for the Hulkster.
What's that smell?
That clip pretty much sums up Hulk Hogan's Hollywood career. Dookie. Never gets old. So Santa with Muscles was released on November the 8th, 1996, with a very limited theatrical run, as I'm sure no one could tolerate Hulk Hogan's terrible performance, not even for a second.
Rule number 21. When in doubt, get out. Later.
I should also mention that the original writer for this movie wasn't pleased with all the changes made to his original draft, so he decided to go out of his way to sue them, as he didn't want his name attached to this. And honestly, maybe that was for the best. But maybe I'm being a bit too harsh here. Maybe this movie is actually a bona fide classic and we just don't understand it. Well, there's no way to find out unless we watch it. So this is Santa with Muscles. So the movie opens up with some good old exposition dumping, because why figure out things for yourself when you could have a little girl who's barely old enough to read explain it to you?
Dear Santa, how are you? I'm not doing so well. There's this really bad man named Ebner Frost.
I'm a bad man. I'm a bad man.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
And now he's trying to take our orphanage away from us, and nobody can stop him.
Well, there's maybe one person you can call. Hit it.
Call Stephen P. News. If you need to sue. An outlaw mud show or two. He'll sue the rest.
Stephen P. New. Call him if you want to sue. We then cut to the Hulkster wearing an obviously fake wig that looks like he carved it from Big John Studd's ball sack. Sheesh. He's apparently sneaking around a mansion when all of a sudden he gets attacked by a guy who uses a machete to do gardening. Seriously? Gardening with a machete? That would be like me using a rusty kitchen knife to do spring killing. Spring killing. Seriously? Using a machete for gardening? That would be like me using a rusty kitchen knife for spring cleaning. Like, what the fuck are these guys on?
Never stop to smell the roses.
First of all, those are white tulips, not roses. Second of all, who the fuck wrote this shit? A 2-year-old? Like, seriously, the first line that Hogan gets is a stupid one-liner that doesn't even make any sense? Jeez, I can't wait to hear what other nonsense this movie throws at me. He then gets assaulted by a bunch of other goons, which include a chef, an exterminator man, a limo driver, a butler, gardener guy again, and he has a weed eater as a weapon. Okay, that's actually kind of funny. But seriously, I can't even begin to process anything that's going on here. It's like, what the fuck is he even doing there? Who are these goons? Are they a drug gang? Are they Vince McMahon's rejected gimmicks? Like, seriously, what the fuck is going on? So apparently this was an exercise, and all those guys he was beating up actually work for him. Which must mean they got good enough healthcare to routinely let this man beat the shit out of them for no damn reason. And I thought I had it rough working at a grocery store.
How'd I do?
Tremendous. You're the best. Magnificent. I couldn't do it.
Weasels. If you guys are bucking for a Christmas bonus, forget it.
Let me tell you something, brother. I can't even put over a wrestler that was worth a damn, let alone give my employees a raise. That's just too much work for Hulkamania, brother.
So Hogan portrays Blake Thorne, a rich, greedy asshole who makes his real-life ego look smaller in comparison. And he happens to sell muscle supplements. Well, at least he's not on YouTube eating potato chips. Blake then runs off to play paintball with his buddies, only to be chased down by Clint Howard, who thinks they are terrorists for some reason.
Dispatch! We got men with guns out here on 43. It must be militia or terrorists. Send everything you got. I'm rolling.
Send the president! Send the CIA! Send everyone you got! I don't really care! I'm gonna go play Xbox. Meanwhile, at the mall, it appears that Santa has gone missing. It's here that we are introduced to Lenny, who is dressed as an elf, played by Dawn Stark from that 70s show fame. And what do you know, we also got a young Mila Kunis in this movie as well. It's like the gift that just keeps on giving. So knowing they've committed a bunch of crimes, such as reckless driving, speeding, and assaulting officers, Blake decides to ditch his friends to make an escape.
Rule number 21. When in doubt, get out. Later.
Blake runs for the mall and happens to stumble across a conveniently placed Santa suit. Which reminds me, something about this video just doesn't feel festive enough. Oh wait, it's my hat! I can fix that. Editing mode, activate. I can feel the holly jolly already. So Blake manages to trick the cops only to blow his cover immediately. Yeah, way to go, dumbass.
I'm not gonna let this guy get away with Santa fraud.
Yeah, let's forget all the other crimes he committed, because Santa fraud is serious. It's illegal in 40 states. Don't fact check me on that. Just another washed-up wrestler trying to be a Hollywood actor. So Lenny quickly figures out who Santa is, only for Blake to wake up with a bad case of amnesia. So Lenny tries to convince him that he's actually Santa Claus. Because apparently being dumb and gullible is the same thing as having amnesia.
What?
You're Santa Claus. Santa.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You know, this movie started to make me question my own sanity. So Blake doesn't know what to believe, yet for now he just goes with the flow with the whole mall Santa thing, and hey, it's Miss London Tipton herself, Brenda Song! Wow, this is a small world after all. As all this is going on, two goons try to steal money from the local orphanage, but have no fear, Amnesia Santa's here to make it all clear as he realizes that he can beat the shit out of people. Because as everyone knows, that's how amnesia works. Apparently.
Watch out, he's got a candy cane.
That's right, people. Candy canes are a deadly weapon, but they are also tasty. So after he beats up the goons, his amnesia senses tell him that him and Lenny should go check out that orphanage, because they may just need his help or something. So what, is having amnesia just suddenly a superpower now? I want to forget this fucking movie. So if you thought I was trying to give myself amnesia, then you're probably as dumb as this movie is. Now, where was I? So it's mentioned at the beginning that there is a bad man named Ebner Frost, who is a big germphobe professor who has been going around stealing various properties around town. He does this with the help of his group of mad scientists. We have the Spoony One lookalike named Dr. Blight, Dr. Watt, who uses electricity to blow up flowers, Dr. Vile, who uses gas because fart jokes, I guess, and Dr. Flint as an archaeologist, which I have no idea how he factors in this plan to take away the orphanage, but he's there, apparently. I should also mention they drive an ice cream truck, because nothing screams more evil than ice cream trucks, am I right? While these characters are as generic as Saturday morning cartoon villains, they are honestly the only interesting characters in the entire movie, as they seem to not really take their roles seriously, even though some of the acting is still pretty bad, but still, I give them props for actually having fun with their roles. Yet by far the worst actor in this movie is Hulk Hogan. Like, you could obviously tell nothing from him comes off as genuine or believable. Like, I would seriously believe an actual person with amnesia would deliver a much better performance than him. At best, he is good at delivering some of the fight scenes where he throws the guy around and beats them up, which is to be expected because he's a wrestler. But as far as actual acting goes, he ain't no Dwayne Johnson. But getting back to the plot, so the goons decide to fuck with the orphanage some more as they also attempt murder by running over Garrett Morris. And you might be thinking, what about the police? Why aren't they doing anything? Well,
I'm not gonna let this guy get away with Santa fraud.
there's no need to explain. But fear not, Santa will save the day by using his unbelievable feat of strength to stop the ice cream truck. So not only did the amnesia give him super senses, but also super strength. You might as well just call it a superpower. So they celebrate this by taking in this amnesiac who thinks he's Santa and his buddy. Like, seriously, is there no level-minded person in this movie to stop and think, hey, let's take this guy to the hospital? But no, they never do that. They just accept that this stranger is Santa Claus and just rose with it. Fucking dumb movie.
Good night, Santa.
Is this Child Protective Services? So they wake up the next morning and are shocked to see that Santa doesn't have his beard or suit on. Yeah, maybe it's time you tell them the truth. It'll save you much further embarrassment.
Mrs. Claus says it tickles, so I just wear it for deliveries.
Or you could just continue to lie out your ass.
You know, Santa, I can't help thinking I know you from somewhere.
You don't say. It's not like his face is fucking plastered on the cereal box that you're clearly eating from. You can't be this dense and oblivious over the fact that you have one of the richest men in your fucking town sitting right there at your fucking table. Like, come on. And there we have Mila Kunis making her film debut. She portrays Sarah, a supercentric genius child who decides to go out of her way to produce a Santa wrestling suit for Blake to go fight crime in.
Do you like that?
This is great, Sarah.
Thanks.
Where'd you learn to do this?
Mega Man, number 96.
So apparently she learned how to make a Santa costume from a comic book based on a video game. By the way, Mega Man was developed by Capcom, which didn't even get its own comic book until 2011. Wrap your head around that one. We then get what is supposed to be a charming scene with Blake and Elizabeth, only to kinda be taken out of the moment when Elizabeth mentions something about seeing window fairies.
If I sing it just right, I might be able to wake up the fairies in the window.
Yeah, all I gotta do is sing that song and take those funny pills that the stranger gave me, and then I'll be seeing window fairies in no time.
Mindful all time, all time.
Oh god, she unleashed Armageddon on us! It's the end of the world!
I'm proud of you, son. You finally made something of yourself after all.
Let me guess. He also grew up in this orphanage. Either this is the only orphanage that exists on the planet, or this really is indeed a small fucking world. So the goons decide to show up again, only this time Dr. Blight apparently knows Kung Fu, which I assume he learned from the Matrix.
I know Kung Fu.
Show me.
But apparently not even Dr. Blight's roundhouse kicks are enough, as Blake manages to beat the crap out of him and send him away. Which, come on, it's Hulk Hogan we're talking about here. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if he used his creative control clause to win every single fight in this movie. So Blake goes back inside, only to find out that one of the orphans has ran off somewhere. Yet somehow Blake knows where he went. Because as we learned, amnesia superpowers. So our heroes head over to Frost's mansion, where they find Taylor, and over here, Frost plans to take over the orphanage.
I want that orphanage cleared before the last Christmas turkey is sliced.
We may be laughing at how stupid and absurd this line is, but one of these days, we'll realize that this line is truly a stroke of genius. So back at the orphanage, Blake and the group discuss over why Frost could possibly want the orphanage so bad.
Oh, the old catacombs underneath the church. Yeah, the kids use it as a clubhouse.
Because when I think of places to have a clubhouse, I think of underground cemeteries. Yeah, I'm hard-pressed to believe that all this time, the folks who ran this orphanage clearly had no clue of the obvious vault underneath the church. Yeah, give me something else unbelievable. Behind the vault, they discover a cavern filled with glowing purple crystals that are so powerful that just simply dropping them will make them explode. And of all the places to have these powerful exploding crystals, it just had to be underneath a fucking orphanage. God must really hate you all.
These are what must make the church windows glow.
These are the fairies?
So you mean to tell me there are no actual fairies after all? I'm totally surprised, considering all the other bullshit you led us to believe. So after the huge discovery, Blake once again gets confronted by Dr. Blight, which leads to another fight scene inside the church tower. Yet just as Blake is about to win, he gets his ass tossed out by an animatronic Santa and lands in a garbage truck. So that makes twice that Hogan has been taken out by an inanimate Santa. And the irony of him falling into a dump truck pretty much sums up his entire acting career. But nevertheless, the dump truck magically whisks Blake away to his mansion, where he is suddenly cured of his amnesia. He tries to call up the orphanage, but...
I'm sorry I left you and the kids.
You're so full of it. Just leave us alone. Why don't you just disappear forever?
Alright, so let's put some context into this scene. Early on, Leslie said this.
You're so full of it. Just leave us alone. Why don't you just disappear forever?
Okay, a couple of things to address here. One, why did Dr. Blight decide to record Leslie at that exact moment? Number two, why did he decide to use it on Blake, of all people, when he had no idea who Blake even is? Apparently nobody in this town knows who he is. And number three, the biggest reason of them all, how in the fuck did they know exactly the time that Blake was going to call the orphanage? Oh my god! Yeah, let's finish this shit before I lose my goddamn mind. So with Blake out of the picture, the goons and Frost are able to go through with their plans to overrun the orphanage.
What do you want with us?
With you? Nothing. I want what's in your vault, what's under this whole neighborhood.
We know you have cocaine stashed in here, and we want every single ounce of it.
Who's going to do my mining?
Must not make a child labor joke. Must not make a child labor joke. I guess it's fitting that they wear miner caps because they're minors? That's it. I'm out of here. Lenny manages to get a hold of Blake and lets him know what Frost has done. So Blake and his merry men set off to rescue the orphanage. But first, we got some wacky cop shenanigans. Again. Geez, thanks, movie. Like I really need more Clint Howard acting like a Looney Tune. Speaking of Looney Tunes, one of the cops pulls a bazooka from his ass as he proceeds to fire at Blake, only to miss and instead blow up Clint Howard's car. And you wonder why nobody calls these guys when there's a crime. Yeah, we just passed a stop sign and we don't care. So Blake manages to rescue everyone as it's finally revealed that not only did he grow up at this orphanage, but he and Frost used to be the best of pals. Wow, what a twist! It's just too bad they don't do anything with it afterwards. After Blake and the gang deal with all the baddies, which includes locking Dr. Blight up in the freezer, we come to the epic showdown between Blake and Frost. Two former friends, the much anticipated match that we all been waiting for.
I can't let you do this, Abby.
Abby?
What's wrong? Haven't heard that since we were kids.
And that's the only time it's ever brought up again. Watch that fucking plot point get thrown to the corner. So they proceed to sword fight each other with those dangerous exploding crystals. Which I'm sure seems really smart and won't likely cause a chain reaction or anything. Yet as Frost is about to defeat Blake, Leslie pulls the hose on the bastard. I guess that's one way to deal with a germphobe. And what do you know, all this commotion causes all the crystals to react.
Reverberations are causing an energy buildup.
Wait, what did you say?
Reverberations are causing an energy buildup.
Reverberations?
Reverberations.
Shut up, Sarah. So everyone makes it out alive, the orphanage collapses, the police arrest the villains, yet now there's no orphanage.
I think I know a place that's available.
And what do you know, he doesn't even invite them to his own mansion, but instead they use Frost's mansion, which I assume Blake bought it, or I don't fucking know. I'm just glad this fucking train wreck is over. So that was Santa with Muscles, and holy shit, that was a fucking clusterfuck. Not only does this movie make absolutely no sense, but it throws nonsense like a monkey slinging shit everywhere. It's cliched as all fuck, and it barely has anything to do with Christmas. And it's honestly the worst Hulk Hogan movie I've seen by far. It's poorly edited, poorly written, and the comedy just isn't that funny. So Santa with Muscles is one of the worst Christmas movies I've watched, and at the end of the day, that's really all I have to say about this movie. But nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you all have a happy and safe holidays with your family. I know the New Year's is quickly approaching, and I know that a lot of you may see this video come up late, which I apologize for that, but nevertheless, I just wanted to give you guys something to laugh at, because I know a lot of people may have not had the greatest year, but if I can provide entertainment and make you smile and everything, that's all that really matters to me. So I hope you all enjoy the New Year's, and hopefully you guys subscribe to this channel and look forward to the content that I have in store for you. So anyways, this has been PC signing out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.